So I first started actually my TikTok back in 2019. I was actually
You're my 30th inmate. Did I not tell you that? I swear, I've been with 30 inmates.
You don't know me. I'm not like your baby mama. I'm not like any of these other females who give their kids up and go choose the party life over my kids. Guys, this is what the life of partying fucking does to you. Like, you wake up at whatever time, you literally... And why? That's why they call me the inmate hopper.
She married a man in prison. Why? This is her second marriage in prison.
Oh my God.
I just had this thing to be with somebody incarcerated. Like, I don't know, I liked bad boys, okay?
I just date inmates. Don't eat. You drink. My kids have never been taken away from me. My kids have always been with me. And a lot of y'all spread rumors and say that CPS took my kids from me. Baby, CPS has never taken my kids. Yes, I've had like 20 CPS cases. And I know like what ruined it was whenever I flashed my, you know? I am not jealous of my daughter. I told her, get that bag, baby. You are young. Get it right now while you can. And you won't ever have to work. But if y'all are not following my daughter, go ahead and go give her a follow, you guys.
It's not even for that reason, to be honest. I feel like some of their friends are jealous because of the life that they have.
You can't compare my parenting to y'all's parenting.
Do you think that maybe sometimes she can exploit situations to get views? I'm gonna be real, yeah.
We already know up on this channel that Ash Trevino is a hot damn mess. However, I find myself so amazed that it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. And y'all know me, I am always going to be that like hopeful, naive person that sits here and says, you know what, I think that people can learn, change, and grow.
Your eyes, take a deep breath and picture this. You're a younger teenager browsing the internet and suddenly you come across white teeth, dimples, that smile. He's a big TikToker. He has no idea you exist, but you can't help it. You have a crush. Giddy, excited, knowing nothing will ever happen with him in a million years, but just having fun, daydreaming. You show your mom this cute guy, hoping to have a bonding moment with her.
Over here, like y'all, I think what it is, if I'm keeping it real with you guys, like I'm just such a forgiving person within my personal life that I'm over here like people that act a mess and say dumb things on the internet. Like I always feel like, oh my gosh, we all say some dumb shit. We all, you know, accidentally say the wrong word sometimes. And sometimes we say some offensive things. You know what I mean?
You know, your mom has not only DM'd your crush, but started a public relationship with him, constantly live streaming their conversations. That mom is Ash Trevino, and today we're gonna attempt to figure out what the actual hell is going on.
I'm sorry to the Mexicans, okay? I will never use that.
Hispanic community.
Oh, the Hispanic community. I will never use that word again or any racial slurs towards y'all.
I feel like people could change. However, the things that come out of Ash Trevino's mouth, y'all, I start to realize like what is like going on in her brain. Like I literally sit here and think sometimes like when I'm scrolling through TikTok and I hear some words come out of her mouth, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, girl, you got like brain rot, like straight up something is wrong with her brains. And I don't know why that sometimes when she opens her mouth, I picture like Oogie Boogie and then like all the worms falling out.
You guys, we seriously need to talk about Ash Trevino because the internet is livid over what she just said. And honestly, I don't blame them. She literally got on live and said Brianna Olsen got what she deserved. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. Now, this whole thing started heating up when rumors started flying that Santos, yes, that's Santos, was allegedly arrested over a situation involving Brianna. At first, it was all whispers, and people weren't sure what really went down. But then things escalated fast. People assumed it was serious because, I mean, it was a DV charge. That doesn't just happen for no reason, right? Brianna came out and denied the whole thing, and Santos's friends were also saying, nope, that's not what happened. So everything was murky. But then Ash jumped in and took it to a whole different level. She went live, and with zero hesitation, she said, and I'm quoting here, that maybe Bri wouldn't have gotten hurt if she wasn't so annoying. And y'all, that's when the internet snapped. Because no matter what you think of Brianna, like whether you find her annoying, problematic, whatever, nobody deserves to have something like that happen to them. And the fact that Ash said it so casually.
Dark things possible. We're talking about inmate hopping, horrific parenting, the fascination of dating much younger men, and an unhinged night out that led to multiple arrests. And that's just an average Tuesday.
Like it was just another day on TikTok, people are calling her out hard, and rightfully so. What makes this even messier is that Ash isn't some random person. She's built a whole online persona off of controversy, live stream drama, and chaotic rants. But this time, she crossed a line that many people feel shouldn't ever be crossed, even for clout. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, Ash actually tried to defend Santos. Yeah, we're getting into that next, because her whole take on this situation is even more confusing than you'd expect. So if you thought the whole "she deserved it" comment was bad enough, wait until you hear how Ash Trevino decided to defend Santos, like full-on went out of her way to hype him up right after he got arrested. I wish I was exaggerating. Right after the news started spreading that Santos had been taken in, again, allegedly for something involving Brianna, Ash goes live and casually tells everyone, "Oh yeah, I talked to him. He's fine. He's in good spirits." Like, what? You're not gonna ask questions? You're not even gonna act concerned about what might have happened?
I just kind of feel like that's her brain. Like, to be straight up with you, I feel like her brain is oogie boogie with like worms just falling out of it, because I'm like, this girl is so far gone. It's crazy. The shit that comes out of her mouth, obviously, as you guys can tell by the title of the video, she is saying that Brianna Olsen got what she deserved.
And then she goes on to say she FaceTimed him, not called, FaceTimed, and says he was chilling in a hotel, looking totally unbothered. Which, okay, even if we give her the benefit of the doubt and say she did talk to him, why are you jumping on live to spill his business to your followers before he even says anything himself? People are literally in the comments like, why are you inserting yourself into this? But here's where things take an even weirder turn. She says he told her what happened. Not the full thing, but some of what happened. And then, without even knowing the whole story, she hops online and decides to run with the narrative that Brianna somehow brought this all on herself. That's not just reckless, that's dangerous. Because think about it. If you're publicly defending someone who just got arrested for something serious, and you're using that opportunity to tear down someone else who might be the victim in the situation, that's not being a loyal friend, that's being part of the problem. And look, we get it. Ash lives for the chaos. She thrives on live stream views and viral moments. But when you're defending a guy who might have seriously crossed a line and then turning around and blaming the girl in the situation, it's not a good look. People are calling it out for what it is.
And Ash Trevino is literally getting up on the internet and saying, well, she deserved it, maybe if she wasn't so annoying. And I'm sitting over here like, this is how you know Ash Trevino is just so far gone mentally, because so many people hate her on the internet, male and female. And the fact that she is out here saying that she deserved it.
Gaslighting, deflection, and straight up disrespect. And honestly, this isn't the first time Ash has picked the wrong hill to die on. But don't worry, her contradictions get even messier. Because the same Ash who said she was done dating inmates? Yeah, just wait till you hear what she said next. Okay, so now let's talk about how Ash Trevino can't seem to keep her story straight, like ever. Because not long ago, she literally went live and said she was done with inmates. She said it loud and clear. No more dating people with a record, no more drama. She's switching up her content and focusing on being a better person. That's what she told her audience. And honestly, people actually wanted to give her a little credit for that. Like, okay, Ash, maybe she's turning a corner. Maybe she's tired of being known as the girl who dates people straight out of jail. But plot twist, not even 2 weeks later, she goes on record saying that the only inmate she'd ever go back to is Isaiah. Now for context, Isaiah isn't just some random guy. This is the same man who was reportedly locked up for a super serious situation. We're talking actual life-altering consequences.
Sitting here as a normal human being, and even though Ash Trevino is a hot damn mess, I still don't think that she deserves any type of V. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like she has said some real out-of-pocket shit, and I still don't sit here and say, oh, she deserves to get her hands put on her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, the fact that Ash Trevino can say that about Brie, to me, okay, I'm just keeping it real with you guys.
And Ash is out here saying she'd take him back in a heartbeat? Like, girl, what happened to your no more inmates era? And this is exactly why so many people are calling her out. Not just for being problematic, but for being inconsistent. You can't say you're changing and then double back as soon as it's convenient or dramatic enough for views. And let's not forget, Ash is a mom. So when she's publicly thirsting after a guy with that kind of record, people are understandably concerned. Also, let's not ignore the fact that just before all this, she proposed to her boyfriend, only for him to break up with her right after. And now she's saying they're getting married in Florida. Yeah, we'll get into that wedding circus next, but it's giving whiplash at this point. Ash's contradictions aren't just harmless chaos. They're part of a bigger pattern of her saying whatever it takes in the moment to get attention, even if it completely undermines what she said 2 days ago. Her audience is literally exhausted trying to keep up with her storylines. One minute she's rebranding as a positive mukbang queen, the next minute she's dreaming about jailbirds and defending people under fire. It's not just messy, it's calculated. And if you thought this back and forth was bad, wait until you hear what she said about getting married, with kids involved. So, just when you think Ash Trevino's storyline couldn't get any more chaotic, she hits us with, "I'm getting married in Florida." Like, girl, what? Didn't your boyfriend literally dump you right after you proposed to him? Let's backtrack real quick. Just about a week ago, yes, literally just days before this whole Brianna and Santos drama blew up, Ash posted a video of her proposing to her man. And y'all, the internet was already side-eyeing the whole thing because the vibe felt off.
Every single time that like Ash Trevino has feuded on live before, or online I should say, it's like always with the girl, and I really do feel like it's because she's jealous of them. That's just my little 2 cents over here. That's just my little opinion over here, because I'm like, why is it that she's always making these comments and going at girls like this? Like, you can just totally tell that she's like envious. And I'm so sorry, y'all. I think this is where some insecurities come in, because she is built like the Mucinex little monster, that I really do feel like she's super insecure.
Then like clockwork, the breakup rumors started flying. Clips surfaced of Ash talking to a friend, laughing with this sneaky little smirk, and people were like, oh, she's doing this for views. But then boom, she pops up and says she's flying out to Florida for a beach wedding. And not just any wedding, she claimed her kids and his kids would be there. Now that's cute in theory, except she literally turned around and said, actually, my kids aren't coming. So now everyone's like, okay, are you getting married or just trying to keep people watching your lives? And let's not forget, her main account with over 1 million followers, it got permanently banned. So what does she do? She starts plugging her new accounts and even starts telling fans that if they help boost her man's page to 5,000 followers, she'll do a giveaway. Like, girl, be serious. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, people in the comments started calling her boyfriend Uncle Fester. Yep, like the bald guy from the Addams Family. And Ash actually got upset about it because apparently her own family has been calling her that as a joke for years. So now she's spiraling over being linked to her own nickname because of her man. But here's the thing, it's not even about the wedding anymore. It's about the constant game she's playing. Every twist, every contradiction, every surprise update is part of a clout strategy, and people are waking up to it. They're not just watching for fun. They're watching like it's reality TV. Only difference? This is someone's real life. Or at least, it's supposed to be. And if you think her contradictions were messy, the next part will show you just how deep her issues with other women go. Alright, so now we need to talk about something that keeps coming up over and over again with Ash Trevino. And that's the fact that she's never really been a girl's girl. And y'all, this latest Brianna Olsen drama just highlights that even more. Because let's be honest, this isn't the first time Ash has come for another woman online. She's had public beefs with creators like Heartbreaky and Camilla, and if you've been watching long enough, you've probably noticed a pattern. It's always women, always messy, and always personal. Now, in this latest round of chaos,
and she like projects that onto other people, because making a comment like that, like, it's crazy to me. And at the time that she made this comment, Bri and Santos haven't even got up on the internet.
Ash claims she doesn't support Brianna because Bri let people talk about her kids. And like, okay, if that really happened, that's obviously not okay. But here's the thing, Ash has used the "they talked about my kids" excuse before. And every time she says it, people dig into the clips and say, wait, where's the proof? It starts to feel like her go-to defense whenever she's trying to justify why she's dragging someone. And then, to make things worse, she straight up says Bri got what she deserved because she was annoying. Let's pause on that. You're telling me that someone possibly getting hurt is justified because they're annoying? Like, girl, be so for real. That's not just a lack of compassion. That's internalized hate wrapped in deflection. And people are calling it out. They're saying she's insecure, jealous, and constantly comparing herself to other women online. And honestly, when you see how quick she is to go after women versus how gently she treats men like Santos, it really does make you wonder. It's giving projection. It's giving, I don't like her because she reminds me of what I'm not. And whether she realizes it or not, Ash is building a platform that tears down women, while claiming she's being real or unfiltered. But there's a big difference between keeping it real and just being toxic for attention. And this time, it hit different. Because she didn't just throw shade, she made a dangerous comment and played into a narrative that minimizes serious situations. But what really sent the internet into a frenzy? The fact that she acted like Santos was the victim and kept pushing this idea that Brianna had it coming. So, here's where everything crosses the line. And honestly, it's what made this situation feel way more serious than just petty internet drama. Because Ash Trevino didn't just say Brianna was annoying or roll her eyes at another creator. She made a public comment that carried real-world implications. She said, straight up, that Bri got what she deserved. And y'all, that's dangerous. Because whether she meant it as a joke, a dig, or just her being messy, the message behind those words is not okay. It normalizes a mindset that says,
and like stated their side of the story, so the public didn't really know. Obviously, everyone knew that he was arrested, and they were seeing this arrest court paper or whatever the hell it was called from the actual police department.
If a girl is too loud, too dramatic, or just rubs someone the wrong way, then whatever happens to her is somehow justified. And when you're talking about a situation that allegedly involved a physical altercation, that's not just messy, that's harmful. This isn't just about Ash being problematic, it's about having a platform and choosing to weaponize it. Because like it or not, Ash has a lot of eyes on her. Even with her main TikTok account banned, she still has a loyal fan base, she still goes live constantly, and her clips get reposted everywhere. So when she says something like this, it spreads fast. And it sets the tone for how her followers treat people. You already know, fans will ride hard for their fave. And when Ash frames Brianna as someone who deserved what allegedly happened, it gives her followers permission to pile on, dismiss, and mock someone who might be going through something really traumatic. And let's not forget, this isn't just two influencers having beef. This is someone making light of an arrest that involved real legal consequences while putting the blame on the potential victim. That's why so many people online, even ones who aren't Brianna fans, are saying, no, this isn't it. Because you don't have to like someone to recognize that they don't deserve harm. Period. And the fact that Ash still hasn't apologized, that she's still out here joking, posting, and acting like none of this is a big deal, it just proves that she either doesn't care, or worse, she does, and she's doing it anyway for views. But the internet hasn't stayed quiet. The backlash came fast. And what happened next? Well, Ash definitely felt it. So the second Ash Trevino's clip started circulating, the one where she casually says Bri got what she deserved, it was like lighting a match in a room full of gasoline. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, they all blew up, and the comments, brutal. People weren't just upset, they were furious. Even creators who usually stay out of drama felt the need to speak up. Some called her delusional, others said she was enabling toxic behavior.
So everyone was like, oh my gosh, he put his hands on Bri. She got up on the internet and said that. I'm like, she is so trifling. I am so damn sorry, but I'm like, ugh. Sometimes I just feel like something's wrong with me, but then also at the same time too, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys.
But the biggest critique? That she was using a serious situation, one involving possible harm, just to boost her views and stay relevant. And here's what really stood out. Ash didn't try to clear anything up. She didn't post a clarification, didn't walk it back, didn't say she misspoke. Instead, she doubled down. She got right back on live, told people if they didn't like what she said, they could literally leave, and even bragged that she wasn't affected by their views. She said, "Your little view doesn't hurt me." Like, seriously? That level of defensiveness, while still pushing giveaways and trying to build her man's follower count, just added fuel to the fire. It made people feel like this wasn't just a one-time slip-up, it was part of a pattern, a clout-chasing, drama-baiting cycle that never ends. And let's be real, the internet has a long memory. People started digging up old lives, old posts, old drama. The comment sections turned into timelines of receipts. Like, remember when she lied about quitting inmates? Remember when she dragged Camilla? Remember when she faked that breakup just to boost engagement? So now, it's not just about Brianna, it's about Ash's entire track record. People are tired, they're calling her out for being manipulative, for weaponizing drama, and for making a mess out of serious moments just to get a few extra clicks. And the worst part? it's working. Even as people call her out, the engagement is skyrocketing. That's the catch-22. The more we talk about her, the more visibility she gets. And Ash knows it. But at what cost? Because when your whole online presence is built on chaos, contradictions, and controversy...
Actually, quite a few of you guys, like probably more than a lot, okay? A lot of people call me naive online. Whenever I say I really do feel like people can learn, change, and grow, I always say that because y'all, I just love giving the benefit of the doubt because I feel like people on the internet are way too damn harsh, and y'all know that I'm forever against the people.
Eventually, something has to give. And the question now is, will she ever take responsibility? Or is this just who she's always going to be? So, after all this, the drama, the contradictions, the live stream chaos, the backlash, the question a lot of people are asking is simple. Will Ash Trevino ever actually change? Or are we just watching the same cycle repeat itself over and over again? Now, here's the thing. There are still some people, even longtime viewers, who want to believe there's hope. They say maybe she's just spiraling. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe deep down she doesn't realize how damaging her words can be. And you know what? That kind of grace is rare on the internet. People want to believe that someone can learn and grow, that eventually they'll hit a point where they reflect, apologize, and start making things right. But with Ash, every time she seems to be heading toward that moment, she turns around and does the exact opposite. Like, think about it. She says she's done with inmates, then turns around and name drops one she'd get back with. She proposes to her boyfriend, gets dumped, then announces a wedding a week later. She claims she's switching up her content to be more positive, and then jumps on live to say another girl deserved whatever happened to her. That's not growth. That's chaos in disguise. And look, people make mistakes. That's human. But it's not just about saying the wrong thing once, it's about what you do after. And Ash has made it really clear. She doesn't feel the need to apologize. She doesn't think she's wrong. And as long as the views keep coming, she's going to keep pushing the limits. The bigger issue here, it's not just about Ash. It's about the kind of content that keeps getting rewarded online. Because when someone can say something reckless, get called out by thousands of people, and still trend, it sends a message. That controversy pays. That stirring up mess is more profitable than taking accountability. So, is there hope for Ash Trevino? That's up to her. But right now, she's not showing any signs of slowing down, reflecting, or evolving. And maybe that's the scariest part. Not that she said what she said, but that she meant it. And she'd probably say it again.